podcast. I'm Carrie.
I'm Kelly.
And this is our podcast where we talk about things that we're knitting and making and creating. And what else do we talk about?
All sorts of fun things.
It's been a little bit
It's been a while.
we recorded. Did you find out what episode we're on?
We're on episode 9.
Episode 9. Next time will be episode 10.
So if this is your first time watching, thanks for checking us out. And if this is your 9th time watching, thanks for coming back and sticking with our definitely not so normal schedule. We appreciate your patience.
Yeah, I don't know. We were okay for a couple weeks there, and then
Life
fell
happened.
off away again. Kelly went away.
I did.
And, then she came back.
Since you brought it up, I just wanted to say a huge thank you to everyone that follows me on Instagram or is friends with me on Ravelry. My grandfather passed away 2 weeks ago, and there were so many people that posted kind thoughts and safe travel wishes and told me that they were thinking about me. It really, really means a lot when something so personal happens, and all of these people who don't even know you are telling you that they're thinking about you. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Very much. It meant a lot. So we should probably get started.
Okay.
We got a lot of things to do.
So,
not a lot of time.
yeah, we're losing light as we speak, so we'll get on with it. Finished object. We both have a finished object. Shall you go first, or shall I go first?
I'll go first because
Okay.
I don't have mine
This is
anymore.
short.
I gifted the Vibrance of Strangers shawl. We'll put a picture in here. I knit that shawl out of Francophy Knits, Summer in Provence colorway. That's Devin from the Francophy Knits podcast. Her yarn that she dyes up. I loved the pattern. It was great because it was basically 4 different sections and they just repeated. And once you got bored with one section, it was time to switch to the next section. And it's a great pattern for anyone who has a variegated yarn, especially if it's heavily variegated, because the stitch patterns are simple enough that it really shows off the colors in the yarn. The tragedy I had with this project, I was at the National Autism Conference 2 weeks ago, and I brought this project with me to work on, and I was sitting in the hotel room with another friend that I went with, and she pointed something out that was happening outside the window, so I jumped up to see it, and I put my hand directly on my knitting needle and snapped it. And I was away, so I didn't have spare needles. I went to the front desk people and asked them for tape, and I was taping together the needle because I was only like 4 sections away from finishing. So I had to put that shawl on hold until I got home and just switch down to a smaller needle size for the last few sections. The other really cool thing about that pattern is you knit until you run out of yarn. And that's, I think, how a lot of Casapinka patterns are. You did one, right?
I did. It was the same thing, which I'm not necessarily a big fan of.
Oh, I liked it because once I got to the point where it said you were supposed to be finished, I looked at the yarn and I was like, I'm probably not going to use this for mini skeins or anything. So I just kept going and it made this really cool shape. It was super asymmetrical though, so it looks like a big, long triangle.
Yeah.
But I'll put a picture in. My mother-in-law loved it. That's all that matters.
Cool.
What's your finished object?
My finished object is I finished my sweater. Mostly. It's mostly done.
Yay!
This is the pattern by Mari Chiba. It's Ginny Weasley's cardigan. So here it is. I was trying to decide if I should put pockets on, and I think I will. But it's actually a sweater.
Okay, we have to hold it up so that you can see that. Yay!
I'll put it on.
Oh
So,
my goodness, you can put it on!
obviously I haven't, what do you
That
call it?
sleeve on?
Weaved in the ends.
I don't think you should. I think you should just leave it. That's kind of the Weasley style, right? That they're a mess.
So it's a little, I haven't blocked it yet. I told Kelly to bring over her blocking wires because it's really wonky. This part I don't know if you can see, it's ribbed, so it just wants to squish all together. So when I block it, I'm hoping it'll just, stay.
It's awesome.
And the back,
you can't see it at all, no.
Is it on there now?
Oh yeah, there you go.
So
look at the owls. That's so cool.
I love it. I'm super proud of it. I'm gonna. It calls for pockets right here, so I'm gonna make pockets and add the buttons. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
What did
I can't believe it.
Knit that with?
I knit this with size 4 and size 6 of Knit Picks. I want to say it's called Caspian needles.
They're the blue and green tie-dye
and
ones.
I actually really enjoyed the cable on it. It's like rubbery and bendable.
That's the set I have.
The needles were just alright, but the cable was really cool. So yeah,
What's the yarn?
This was like my first lace project. So teach yourself. The yarn is Knit Picks.
Cool. No.
I can't even remember.
They're worsted weight, right?
It's worsted weight. I think it's called Swish.
Yeah, because strollers, they're fingering weight.
Yeah, so I think it's called Swish. It's really soft and nice.
It's cute.
I haven't even blocked it yet, so it'll probably be even softer when it's blocked. So, yay! And I'll show it off when I do my buttons. We'll have to go find some cool buttons that I can add to it.
I think you should do wooden buttons.
I definitely want to do wooden buttons.
I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide
Just get a little distracted for a second.
where I should look for buttons.
So if you have suggestions for button places, maybe Etsy, I don't know, they sell some stuff.
I'll look on Etsy for sure. Yeah, so that's our finished object.
There's our finished object.
So we both have some hose, and I think they're both socks.
You can go first.
Okay, so mine, I think last time I was still in the middle of working on it. This is going so slow because I only just started the next sock, so it's like that much done. So this is the finished hoe of my tadpole socks by Jenna Swanson. This was in my, I just drew a blank.
One of the Harry Potter colors.
Looks like I'm kicking you. Severus Snape colorway by Nora George from Etsy. So it has this really neat... It's not really a cable, per se. I don't really know what you would call it. It's like a lot of knit two together, and...
It's like a faux cable.
Yeah, it's kind of like a faux cable.
Yeah, when you look at it like that.
It looks like a cable, but it's not exactly a cable.
It's really cute.
And I was really happy with how the heel came out. That's a Fish Lips Kiss heel, so it created that neat effect there. So that's my hoe. My other one is just that wee bit started. So second sock syndrome is happening.
Candace from the Pin Feathers and Pearls calls it a sock mustache when it's that little.
Yeah, it's a sock mustache for sure. This one I'm having second sock syndrome because it's not a pattern that you can just like knit and forget what you're doing. Like I was telling Kelly, I constantly have to look at the pattern for every row because
that struggle is real. Because I'm in the same. We call it the struggle bus. I'm on that same struggle bus. They
said you could memorize it, but it's 10 different rows, and I could not. You look like you're in the 80s right now. Just like the coloring and everything. Speaking of the 80s, I just finished Stranger Things, so I think that's why my mind's like 80s. Doesn't she look like she's in the 80s?
Thanks.
Anyway.
So my half object still needs Kitchener. But these are my zigzagular socks. I'm calling them the zigzambular socks because of the colorway. This colorway is the Neon Splatter from Tempting You Yarns. Yeah, with my needle.
You don't like
still
doing
on there.
Kitchener?
I do. I just couldn't find my needle. So this pattern is the same type of thing. It should be easily memorized, but it's not. So I have to have the paper out. I finished these at an in-service the other day. Well, I finished the zigzag pattern at an in-service the other day. But I love this yarn. I don't know if you can tell. It's sparkly. Oh, there it is, a little bit. But this is the yarn that I bought at Maryland Sheep and Wool. So this is the left sock, and then the right sock just has the zigzag going down the other side. So that's my other half object. Cool.
Okay. So on to whips. We both also have a whip, and you have more than one whip.
Yeah.
I'll go first. My whip is our split back tank that we're doing with our knit along.
Split back tank Cowl! Knitorious K-A-L.
I have to check out the group.
The group is getting a lot more action. We have quite a few people now. I think they were all just waiting.
So,
I just stopped mid-sentence. That's so cool.
I did a lot of it, actually. Since last time we had a episode, I think I hadn't even
You didn't have
started
any.
yet.
You didn't even have your yarn. I don't think you had just gotten it.
Yarn. Yeah, I had just gotten it. So, do you want to hold that side? Sure. So, this is the Knit Picks, what's it called? Lindy chain. This is in the color turmeric. And I had the same issue that Kelly had. It calls for size 9 needles. I knitted it up. It was too small of a swatch. So then I bumped up to size 10 needles. And that's what these are. And then it was perfect for gauge. So
this is awesome. It's so...
I'm really loving it. It's so fun to knit.
The fabric's so nice.
It's like so easy. Like I can literally sit and watch TV and like not even think about it, which is what I love. And what else do I want to say about this? Oh, these needles are just like crappy.
Susan Bates?
Is it called boar?
Boyo?
Boy. Why did I say boar? It's
because
boy.
These are boring.
BOYE needles in like a set that I have that I got a year or so ago. The cable sucks. It's like hard plastic. The needle joints suck also. But this is all I have.
Hey, and you know what? Sometimes it works if you work it, and you're working it.
I'm working it, girl.
So my split back tank is MIA. In my travels between State College for the Autism Conference, Canada for my grandfather's services, which was a clandestine train trip from who knows where. There were so many things that went wrong.
I hope we didn't leave it on the train.
We missed our train from where we lived to Philadelphia. So I had to drive to Philadelphia at 12 o'clock at night, stay in the train station until 5 o'clock in the morning to get a train to New York City, to transfer from New York City to Plattsburgh, New York, which was a 7.5 hour train ride with customs checks because most of the people on the train were going the whole way to Canada. I was the last stop, right before Canada. Then I got off. So somewhere in that trip, I misplaced my split back tank. I got a ton of it done. I'm almost to where Carrie is. And it is either in my brother's car or at my mom's house.
So it's not like...
I don't think it's in Canada. Because I remember having it when we were driving back.
Super. But you do have another one, right?
Yeah, I do have 2 other ones. This one, I just started. You can't even see it peeking out of there. I started this. Chris and I have seen a couple movies in the past week. We saw Lights Out, which is awful scary. It's so scary. I don't recommend it to anyone. I'm a huge baby and I do not like scary movies, but Chris loves them. And I paid $14 to sit with my eyes shut for 2 hours, basically. But then we also saw Sausage Party, which was Chris's request. It's so inappropriate. But this is what I got done at Sausage Party.
Bring it a little closer.
Just a little 2x2 rib, which I'm going to pull out anyways because I want to change the color of the cuff. But the reason I started is because, we'll talk about these later, these we were gifted. And I finally had a DPN cozy, so I had to go get some new DPNs. These are Chiago DPNs, in size 1. My regular DPNs that I had at home were these from Joann's. They're so long and awful that they did not stick. They didn't fit in the DPN cozy. So I had to go buy some new DPNs. But I was just going to do Hermione's everyday size.
Are you going to tell us what kind of DPN? Oh, you already told us. Chiago?
Yeah. Size 1s. So that's one of my works in progress. The other one... Oh, this is a gift. Caitlin, Chris's sister, my sister-in-law, if you are watching, Stop watching for a little bit.
Does she watch this?
Sometimes she does.
You should just tell her not to watch.
Okay, well. Anyways, so this is what I'm working on now. This is a cowl. It's called the Beatrice Cowl. And it is from this book, the Mater Anthology. The pattern is by Carrie Bostic Hodge.
It's not. It looks way better in person.
And
the color does.
This stitch is called the cross stitch, and the rest of it is just regular knitting back and forth, in between these rows where you do the cross stitch. And the pattern's super easy and super fun. The yarn is Cascade. I have the bow band. It's like we've never done this before.
A little bit rough.
The yarn is Cascade 220, Heathers, and I don't think they named their colors. There's nothing. It's 100% wool. So yeah.
That's odd.
That's what I'm working on right now.
Super.
So
I have not been, sorry I bent it like that, if that matters to you. I have not been dyeing anything recently. I've been working a lot and doing other things a lot, and so it hasn't happened. But Kelly, of course, has still been spinning.
I haven't.
She has something to show.
So this I actually spun up before I left for the autism conference. This is Kramer, is the name of the fiber. And I have to make a correction. I was just in Flying Fibers, which is one of our local yarn stores, and Nicole is the name of the sales associate that helped me the day that I bought this. The last episode, I just called her a store worker. She's so much more than that. She's done breed studies on, so she's definitely into the fiber arts and into the preservation of the fine art of spinning and fiber work.
Did you sew
So
that?
I wanted to make sure that I got her name right and that she told me the name of the fiber because she did watch the episode. So this is Kramer is the type of fiber, and it doesn't have a colorway name because they sell it in bulk basically. You just tell them how much you want. But I spun it into a single, and I'm going to knit this with a gray yarn that I have. I'm going to do the cameo shawl. So yeah. I did soak this, and it was super, super overspun, so you do this thing, it's called like thwacking. You basically just like beat the yarn, and then I Z-spun it, so I spun it backwards on the wheel to take some of the tension out. But yeah, I'm pretty proud of it. It's pretty consistent.
Be called Honeybee.
Honeybee?
Honey.
Maybe I'll call it Christopher Robin. Like from Winnie the Pooh.
Or you could call it Pooh.
The other, should we talk about the fiber that we were gifted?
Yeah.
Okay, so our awesome, awesome, awesome friend Kristen just took a trip to Scotland.
Scotland!
Her family is from Scotland. And there's, the Mackays. So there's a castle called Mackay Castle, and it is somehow in her family heritage that she was able to go visit all of these places. And she brought us back
fiber!
Yes! I showed this on my Periscope 2 weeks ago. So this is 80 grams of recycled Cheviot wool. Bats. I think that's how you say it. And it's made in Scotland, and it smells super sheepy. That was an awesome gift. Thanks, Kristen, who doesn't watch this, or does watch this and thinks we're ridiculous.
Watches it.
Alright, so that's all that I've been spinning because I haven't been home to be at my wheel.
Okay. So...
Stash enhancements?
Oh yeah, stash enhancements. I have a little tiny stash enhancement. So I was at the beach a a couple weeks ago with some family, and I went to the same store that Kelly did on the boardwalk in Ocean City, Maryland.
Salty Yarns!
Salty Yarns. And she was right. It's a lot of needlepoint, and there is a bunch of yarn. I'm not really in the market for yarn right now. So, yeah, who says that? But I'm trying to tamp it down a little bit. But I got some needles. I got some Hiya sharp needles because I really want to try them. So, my next pair of socks, I'm going to knit with these. So, super excited to see how they work out. I just need to finish my other socks first, which I don't want to do.
Could you do the second sock on that?
No, because I don't know if it's exactly the same size.
Just an idea. Alright, so my stash enhancement. This was a super impulse buy. I woke up, I saw Instagram notification that there was a shop update for Mrs. Brown's bag!
Jody!
So I am the proud
From the Grocery
owner
Girls, if you don't know.
of a Mrs. Brown bag made by Jody from the Grocery Girls.
It's so cute. I love the bright top.
I really like the lining.
Did she knit this?
Yeah, so what she does is she gets the yarn
Do you know?
and she knits a swatch. I cannot remember. She's used, Lolo did it. She's used, I think, Yarn Co. Maybe. But she uses a lot of indie dyers. She gets the yarn, she knits a swatch, and then she takes a picture and gets fabric made, which is genius. Even my husband likes this bag. I really like the lining. Even though it looks white, it's got this really pretty, what is that called?
Magic Swirl.
Paisley filigree design.
Magic Swirl.
And this is holding the cowl that I'm making for my sister-in-law. So this came at a really nice time. And I was really glad that I got one. I was there right when the shop opened. I was so excited.
That reminds me, Nora George has an update today. And I need to check that out when
I
this
was
is over.
Also on when the Legacy Fiber Arts shop opened yesterday. I put a skein of Sue Said So in my cart, and then I didn't buy it because I'm trying to be really good. But it was seriously painful putting it back. But I know that someone who can knit it immediately out there got it because I knew it would go into my stash, and I feel guilty when yarn sits in my stash for a long time. Yeah,
Okay.
So those are my stash enhancements.
So let's move on to book bag.
Bag. This is our segment where we talk about what we're reading or maybe watching if we haven't done a lot of reading, or just other nerdy type things that we've been up to. What's in your book bag?
So I have a couple things. As most of you probably know, Harry Potter and the Cursed Child came out, I think, 2 weeks ago. And it's the 8th book, but it's in play format, so of course I had to buy it, because if you don't know already, I am a huge Harry Potter fan. I love everything about Harry Potter, so I had to buy the book to at least add to my collection. So I have read it. I liked it. There are a lot of mixed reviews about it. It is very different, obviously, because it's written in play format. It's not as good as the books, I will say that.
I heard that J.K. Rowling put out a video asking people not to spoil it, to not put spoilers out.
I won't put spoilers out, but I will say that it's not as good as the book, but I still enjoyed it, because it's still an extension of Harry Potter. If you go into it thinking, like...
You would enjoy the back of a cereal box if it was about Harry Potter.
Just know it's
This is the best
a little
cereal
bit
box
different.
I've ever read.
I also heard that she wrote it with the other playwrights, so it's not like it's
Her
explicitly by her, right? So, yeah. So that's one. And then my other one is a book that I'm almost finished that I loved. If you have a Kindle, definitely get it on Kindle because it's like $17 if you order it as a book, but it's $5 to get on Kindle. It's called The Passenger. It's by Lisa Lutz, and it is amazing. If you like novels that you can't put down and they're like thriller kind of interesting, that was this kind of book. Like, I just read it in like 2 days. It's about a girl who is kind of on the run, and so she takes on all these different identities, and it kind of
It's like Catch Me If You Can with Leonardo
really
DiCaprio.
good. So if you want a good book to read, The Passenger, Lisa Lutz, highly recommend.
Nice.
What's in your book bag?
So my book bag is filled with lots and lots of resources. Like I said before, I just attended the National Autism Conference, which is held in State College every year, and I was there for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 3 full days, and I attended two 3-hour sessions a day. So much really, really cool things are happening in the field right now, and it's great to be around people who speak the same language you do, and by language, I'm studying applied behavior analysis, and it is basically like learning a second language, and this conference relies a lot on the principles. Just keep going. If you, joke, I'll just keep talking. It's fine. Nothing's happening here. You saw nothing. But yeah, it was a week of really, really great resources, connecting with a lot of people in the field. So I picked up a couple area-specific books on executive functioning and teaching language acquisition to kids on the spectrum. I'm still reading Walden 2 as an assignment for my internship, which is almost over.
Nice.
And also in my book bag is all the IEPs for my students for this coming school year, because I have to read those as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Subscriber giveaway. We're looking down here because we have show notes for once. We have reached 1,500 subscribers!
Yay!
Thank you so much!
Jinx.
We did not even plan on that.
No, we didn't.
So, I just checked today, and we're at like 1537, which is crazy!
I can't even believe
It's so exciting.
We have that many people that would like to listen to us.
So, what I will do is open up a page in our Ravelry group, which is the Knitorious podcast. I will open up a thread for the 1,500 subscriber giveaway. We are giving away a project bag that I'm going to make. I'm going to include some yarn in there and some stitch markers and a couple other goodies just to say thank you, because we know there are tons of other podcasts to watch, and the fact that you've subscribed to us is awesome. So we will pull a subscriber from there. The question will be in the thread. I already have a question thought up.
But you didn't talk about it.
With you.
No.
So, yeah. Go answer the question in the 1,500 subscriber thread, and we will pull a winner. And if we don't film an episode next week, we'll probably announce the winner on Instagram, because that seems to be the fastest way to get information to people if we're not doing an actual episode. So I think we
should show the giveaway, prizes before we announce the winner.
I will put a picture of the prizes.
Or we could do a Periscope.
Okay. We'll do something.
Yeah.
But we will definitely be saying thank you. Yes. Because it's awesome and exciting.
Yay. Thank you. Okay, so Pod Nod.
Pod Nod, the section where we give thanks to the podcast that we're really loving right now.
So mine's kind of different. I don't have a knitting Pod Nod, but I have been watching some other YouTubers that I've really been enjoying. So if you are the kind of person that likes to watch other vloggers, sometimes, give them a try. Wow, words. What are they? Okay. So the one I've really gotten into lately is Zoella. She's extremely popular, so you probably have already heard of Zoella.
I haven't.
Okay, well, maybe you haven't. Her actual name is Zoe, and she's just kind of she vlogs a lot. She has 2 channels, Zoella, and then she has More Zoella, where she just kind of vlogs her life. She does a lot of, makeup kind of tutorials and just life in general tutorials, and I believe she lives in England, so I really like England. And she has that super cute accent and whatnot. So that's the first one, and then the other one is called Sprinkle of Glitter, and her name is Louise, and she's also from England, and same kind of thing. They have, she vlogs a lot, and she has different kind of, what do you call it? Not tutorials, but just lifestyle chats about things, and they're really awesome. So if you...
Maybe I'll check those out.
Yeah.
All right. My pod nod is a knitting podcast. I want to give first a shout out to the grocery girls. When I was in the train station at 2 o'clock in the morning, I got a notification on my phone that the grocery girls had just put out a new episode. They seriously saved me, because thankfully their episode was a doozy. It was 2 hours long.
Oh my gosh.
But the train station had incredible Wi-Fi, so I was sitting in the Philadelphia train station at like 1:30 in the morning watching the grocery girls with my little earbuds in, just laughing away. So during a pretty difficult time, they were able to cheer me up, and it was exciting to see their podcast come through in a clutch moment. My other pod nod is for the Stranded podcast, which is Amy Florence from Stranded Dye Works. I think she's in her teen number episodes, but I love her aesthetic. She is cute as a button, and the stuff that she knits is gorgeous. Her dyeing is incredible. Her view on the world is really positive, and she is just fun to watch and to keep up with. So her podcast, again, is the Stranded Podcast. If you search it on YouTube, it'll come up, and she's Amy Florence on Instagram.
And we have a thank you also from one of our viewers.
Oh my goodness, yes!
What's her name, do you know?
This came in the mail with lots of fun things. This is a beautiful card from Kia. That's how you would say it, right? Kia.
I believe so.
On Instagram, she is NDN_GRL. And she gave us, where'd they go? Here they are. She reached out and wanted to give a little thank you to our podcast and some giveaway prizes.
Look how
so I'll
cute.
also put one of these in the 1500 subscriber giveaway. These are the cutest DPN cozies.
Just have to show you how nicely made these are.
She's great.
She put these cute, colorful buttons. The lining is awesome. These are so nice.
And they're sturdy, too.
Does she sell them, do you know?
As far as I know, she does not sell them. But they're so cute, and her fabric choices are adorable. She sent 3 for the podcast and then 1 each for Carrie and I, which was so thoughtful. Yeah. So one of those will be going into the 1500 subscriber giveaway, and the other one is going to be towards the split back tank giveaway. So thank you so much, Kia.
Yay,
we really appreciate it. And your card was so thoughtful and so cute.
The fact that you just wanted to send us something is awesome, and we appreciate you. So thank you.
Thanks. All right. Is that everything?
I think that's everything.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Half an hour is short for us.
It is.
Go team.
But that's all right.
It is 100, literally, not like exaggerating, 105 degrees here today.
The other day, the heat index was 112.
It's hot.
Really hot. You walk outside, and it feels like you can't breathe.
So, wherever you are, I know this is a heat wave that's, like, across the country right now. We hope you're staying hydrated and staying cool and getting probably some sock knitting done or knitting on little tiny things.
If you wonder what we're drinking,
it's water.
Because, you know, you just gotta stay hydrated.
Oh, side note, I shaved my head.
How awesome. When she came over, I was just like, because it's so fluffy. And
that's other life things. I have been seeing pictures of people with, it's called an undercut when you get it done like that.
I told my mom it's called a hair tattoo.
Yeah, sure.
It is!
But I actually saw a post on Facebook. One of the salons was looking for people that were willing to get it done. I reached out to them and they never got back to me, but the idea has been in my head now since I saw that. So I found a barber in my area who does undercuts. His name on Instagram is Bobby Driven, Bobby Driven. And if you check out his Instagram, he does amazing work. But I went yesterday and I wasn't nervous at all because I tend to do spontaneous things like that. And it's my hair and it'll grow back. So yeah, I'm pretty excited. He modeled it off of this tattoo. So he took the shapes from there and did kind of his own thing. So it'll be like that for, think he said up to a month before it really starts to grow out, and then I can go back and get a new design. Cool. I was joking around with my husband that I was going to do, like, holiday themes and get, like, a pencil for back to school and a pumpkin for Halloween and a Christmas tree.
You could get your dog's faces.
I could get my dog's faces.
Knitorious.
I could get knitting designs. I actually thought about that today. I was like, how cool would it be if he could do, like, that it looked like a knit stitch? That's a whole nother level of crazy.
Oh, my.
So, yeah, do whatever makes you happy is the point of this whole situation. And I can cover it for work, which is fine.
Cool.
So, yeah, that's what's going on in our lives, knitting and not knitting-wise. Yes. Thank you so much for watching, and if you want to find us, I'm Dog Hair Knits on Ravelry and Instagram and Periscope.
I am Carrie Knits on Instagram and That Knit Life on Ravelry.
I'm either Kel Coop or Kel Cuss on Periscope. I don't remember.
I think it's Kel Coop.
Yeah, because that's linked with Twitter, which I haven't used in a whole long time.
Twitter's a whole nother monster.
Come find us. Come chat with us. And until we see you again, happy knitting!